Let me turn this. All right. Okay. Do I have the charger? Charger, where are you? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hey Joel, what's up? Happy New Year, brother. I gotta get a charger for this phone. Royal Tobacco, strong. Joel, are you from the west or east coast in Canada? Remind me. I forget. I feel like Quebec is where you're from or somewhere around there, but remind me. I'll be right back. Um, where are you? Is it over here? No. Dang, where the heck are all my cords? Hey, Kristen, how are you? Happy New Year. I knew you were wearing Oud for Greatness. I just knew it. I was catching up, lurking. Come on, I might have to get a new tripod. I was lurking, Christine. Well, actually, technically, that's not lurking. I was catching up on your pod. Well, you don't have a podcast. I was catching up on your, you had a show with some guests. Hold on, I need to tie this down. It's all crooked. My dang tripod is technical difficulties, right? It's in the eastern part. Yes, Quebec province. There we go. My mom did tell me I'm smart. Okay, so let's tie this so that it doesn't do that. And hopefully it'll stick into place. There we go. Cool. I'm cool with that. Guerlain's Ideal EDP or Extreme. I prefer Extreme, but again, it comes down to how much you like cherry. If you love cherry, get the Extreme because it's just gonna push off your skin. If you're not like the biggest fan of cherry, get the Ideal EDP because it's toned down. It's gonna be a little bit more versatile, a little fresher. But it's a similar conversation as Aventus. If you absolutely love the pineapple smoked DNA, you get Aventus Absolute or OG Aventus. But if pineapple is good but not the most incredible thing in the world to you, I recommend getting Aventus Cologne because it's just way more versatile. Yeah, initially I said lurk, but it was earlier today. I was cleaning up my office because I finally got a new camera. And what I do oftentimes is like during the week, I can't get around to stuff because I'm working and traveling. But I see that you guys post stuff. So a lot of times I'll hit watch later and I'll have like a big vault of videos. So I was like, man, I didn't catch up on Kristen's deal because I think you haven't been around a lot, or not around, but I haven't seen you posting a ton of content until like really recently. So I remember I saved that VOD, and today I finally was able to catch up on a lot of people's content. So I got to go through that kind of podcast style review that you guys had on that house. Good content though. It's good to see you back. Mindset for my preference EDP. Okay. Yeah, I mean Joel's a good nose for reference as well, mindset. But yeah, I think it really comes down to how much cherry you enjoy. If you want cherry blast, it's not cherry blast. There's a lot of sophistication in that fragrance, but I always call it cherry almond champagne. If you want that thing to really push off your skin, you know, you're doing more of a fall winter or like a nighttime breezy type of situation, you might prefer that push, but I find that the EDP is just more versatile, and in the long run, if you have a collection, you're going to want the more versatile scent, not the more circumstantial scent, because the more circumstantial it is in a big collection, the less you'll wear it. Is imagination worth paying retail or just getting clones? Clones all day long. Sahib Intense from Ard Al Zafaran. There's a lot of great imagination clones, but that one's the best to me. And you can get that for about 30, 35 bucks. There's part of the fragrance collection. I'm not really going to show you guys the library tonight because it makes the camera look crazy, but I think this will be just fine. Nice and colorful for you guys. This is my weekly rotation. Smell Dior Homme EDT 2020 and wow, similar to Sport, yes, but it's different enough for me. Thoughts? I don't have any thoughts on that. I think it's well said. Perfectly agree. What up, Bo? Hey, Bo, you need to hit me up, man. We need to have you on, man. You're long overdue for the pod. What up, Sev? I enjoyed your Santa Maria Novella video. I never knew the history of that house before. Yeah, a lot of people, I mean, I didn't. I didn't until my mom went to Italy. And then I've heard of the house, but I didn't know that they were the oldest house. You kind of just assume 4711's the oldest fragrance, and it's not. So once my mom told me she was in Italy, and I was like, hey, these are a bunch of kind of French European scents that I want you to look for. If you can find any of them, I'll pay you when you get back. Just buy them. And so one of the places she went to was one of the Santa Maria Novella houses. And she's like, do you want anything from here? And at the time, I was like, no, because I didn't know enough about the house to care. You know, I was mostly chasing like Guerlain's and other vintage stuff. But she brought back Ambra and Quercia, and that made me have to look into the house and figure out what the heck was going on. And so I was like, oh, shoot, the 1200s? Wow. And the building that one of the main headquarter buildings that they sell out of is a part of the first original church in the 1200s. So that dates way back before 4711. What's your opinion about Arab fragrances? They're good, and they suck. Scent of the day, Eau Givre. Very good. What's up, beauty? Just got Halloween Man X, and I cannot lie. If you're on a budget, that's as good as it gets for winter scents. Hey, man, listen. Fitness, if you liked Halloween X, please, I beg you, go into this. It's going to be harder for you to get, but if you can get it, you will throw X away. Halloween Man Shot. So good. Discontinued, but you can find it. You can eBay it. You can Mercari it. That's the best Halloween Man in the bundle. To me, in order, it goes Halloween Man Shot, then Halloween Man, the purple bottle EDT, then it goes X. Is that the minty MFK perfume? Which one? Which one, Christine? What up, Johnny? I really want to try that one out as well. Yeah, dude, if you can get your hands on it. I mean, honestly, I'm not even hating on Halloween Man X. To me, Jesus Del Pozo he makes a lot of good stuff. The entire Halloween Man line is good, but I think in terms of the best out of the line, if you liked X at all, Halloween Man Shot will take your shoes off your feet, as well as the EDT, the purplish bottle. And the purple bottle you can get at Burlington or online today for like 25 bucks. You can get like 130 ml or something like that. It's really a staple fragrance that kind of replaces your Valentino Uomo, your Prada Luna Rossa Ocean type of scents, even Eros. Well, I mean, I know obviously behind me. I'm wanting to know which one. What did you say? So minty MFK perfume. What MFK perfume is minty? Tell me which fragrance and I'll tell you if I have it. I'm assuming maybe since this is closest to my face that you're talking about Media Forte, but this doesn't have mint in it. This is matcha. This is matcha, fennel, green tea. No green tea. Matcha and fennel and like melon vibes. Yeah, Media Forte. People hate on me as a guy for having Media Forte, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it's really good. Hate to tell you. I know this may be a basic answer, but one of my favorite winter scents is Altair. I just reviewed Altair today for you guys. I'm quite over Altair, to be honest with you guys. But I know there's so much talk about Altair and the new Liquid Brun limited edition that came out. It was a part of my reviews today. So we did do Altair will be coming out. And I have a lot of big talk about Altair. Since you guys are here with me and I always drop the exclusive content on my lives, just so you guys know, this camera is going away. And we've got a whole new production setup. I've got now two setups. I'll give you a little teaser of this setup. So there's a lot of stuff on that table, but this is the new film setup for my desk reviews. I kind of have set it up to where one side is all black kind of setup. So this will be when I do like my research concept videos and stuff like that. And then my desk film area will be where the new camera setup is. But for those of you who are joining me on the live now, nobody else knows this, but the channels now will be in 4K for 2026. There's about 25-ish videos that still need to drop, and so they're already uploaded into the YouTube. I just need to drop them. So you'll notice in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to be dropping like 2 videos a day, 3 videos a day type of thing to get all of them out. And I'm not going to make an announcement to anybody that we're upgrading to 4K. I'm just going to pop out. Like today, I've already made my first line of 4K videos. We did 6 reviews today. So about 2 or 3 weeks, it's just going to change where the channel will completely change to 4K, both in the lives, in the reviews. And you guys will notice the picture difference. We actually have a full, I mean, if you guys want a teaser, like a quick setup of the actual film space, it's a little bit dirty right now, but this is the actual kind of mothership film space with the new camera and everything. So that'll be the regular space where I shoot my reviews. And then the wall space will be where I do my conceptual videos. Because in 2026, we're going to do a lot more conceptual videos instead of reviews. We're still going to do reviews, but those are going to change up to like 1 or 2 reviews a week. Mostly what we're going to be doing is like conceptual stuff. And I swear, if this thing slants one more time, I'm going to be so pissed. Can we tilt it? There we go. There we go. Thank you, Henry. Appreciate it. Christine, thank you so much. MFK masculine plural might just be a bit over 200. Okay, what do you think for raspberry notes and fragrances? I really like the Azaro Elixir. Fitness, the fragrance you need to try if you can is Midnight Raspberry. If we're talking about like raspberry dominant fragrances, there's really none in the marketplace that I recommend. There are fragrances that have raspberry in them that are great fragrances, but I don't really consider them raspberry dominant fragrances. Midnight Raspberry from day 3. Let's see, will this actually focus? No. Okay. Anyway, Midnight Raspberry, day 3. That's a raspberry forward oud. The oud, you'll never imagine oud is in it. It's super clean. It's super fresh. It wears similar to a Dior Homme Parfum type of fragrance, but raspberry, no iris. So really good fragrance. Highly recommend that if you're into raspberry. And that is niche raspberry at its finest. Thank you, Waleed. Your take on Amir Al Oud. Is it actually like by the fireplace? No, it's cheap. Amir Al Oud is like 75, 80%. It smells cheap though. And honestly, the real by the fireplace smells cheap. So you don't want to get a cheaper version of the cheap. I don't really have a by the fireplace that I recommend right now that I think actually nails it. They all just kind of get somewhat close. So I always recommend if you really love by the fireplace, just get the OG. Now, if you want to get by the fireplace for under 60 bucks, you can go the tester route and get a tester of by the fireplace, pretty much 40 to 60 bucks every single time. But you have to go through the Whatnot app, and there's a store on the Whatnot app called Beauty Lux. And every Friday and Saturday, they sell tester bottles that are kind of bruised up, but they're 100 mils and they're unsprayed. So I'll give you an example. Recently, and again, I'm only telling this, eventually when I move up to the membership tier, information like this is not going to be to the general public. But to my Q&A, you guys are kind of like my membership group because you guys are people who are dedicated and support. So La Nuit de l'Homme from YSL. You see the bottle's kind of beat up, but it's 100 ml juice. La Nuit de l'Homme's a classic. And I got La Nuit de l'Homme for 100 ml for like 30 bucks. 30 bucks, full bottle. So it's tester bottles with blemishes, but they haven't been used. So you get 100 ml. So that type of fragrance that you're looking for, go on Whatnot. I got this, another fragrance I got, Dylan Blue, 100 mil as a tester. Got it for $19. Spice Bomb Infrared, 100 mil. Look, it's quite beat up. Like it looks, like it went through a fire, but it's 100 mil and it's been unsprayed. Spice Bomb Infrared, got that for 25 bucks, full bottle. Polo Ralph's Club, full bottle. This one is a little bit cleaner, but it's still a little bit beat up, had to wash it a little bit, but hasn't been sprayed. Got Ralph's Club for 18 bucks, 100 mil. And this is the Parfum. So when it comes to designer, I will never pay retail, and today I don't ever pay over 50% of the discounted price. So if you see Prada Luna Rosa Ocean on discounters going for 80, I'm paying 40 for it. So these are the type of things that I want to bring to 2026 is I want to make an exclusive membership tier where I get you guys really crazy, sick, low prices on vintage, designer, and niche. Today, I just bought an Homage fragrance that I'm not going to speak on quite yet, but the discounter price of it was $245, and I got it for $170. Niche is a little bit hard to get steals on, but a $60 steal on the discount price, you'll never see an Homage break 200 bucks unless it's one of the smaller 100 mils, the older bottle presentation. So I have a lot of connections now in the industry on the East Coast that I'm able to give you guys access to. And I don't make commission on any of it. It'll just be a membership tier where it's like I'm getting insane deals. So I want to make my exclusive community be able to get sealed and tester product way below the discounter price. And so I'm excited to launch that soon. But I haven't paid above 50% off of the lowest discount price on a designer fragrance in a long time. And now I have that private inbox, so a lot of people are sending me stuff anyway. Why are they so beat up? Okay, so basically the reason they're beat up is because big retail houses, they will get, like, let's say it's Prada Luna Rosa, right? They'll get a giant box of sealed Prada Luna Rosa. And then they'll also get a giant sealed box of testers. And those testers all get ripped open and busted out because the testers go to the various vendors and all the places like that. But over time, if a product has moved on or they've got new shipments of that product, there's just a bunch of testers laying around because they're always going to use the new testers as they come in, and they don't really care about the testers as much. And the testers oftentimes are more potent than the originals because they're trying to sell the fragrance. So a lot of times they'll up the concentration a bit in the testers and stuff. So a lot of big retail houses will have a stack of testers that are collecting dust in the inventory room in the back, and they'll just be stuffed in boxes. Like, they'll have tons of different fragrances with fragrances all in a bin, and then they get moved around and shaken, and some stuff will get taken out but it won't get used, so it gets put back. There's a lot of transactional hand-to-hand that these testers go through, and so they get beat up. They don't care about them because anytime you buy a new quantity as a retailer, you get a new box of testers, and they're just going to use the new stuff. So it's not often that testers get ran through enough to where in the bigger retailers, there's just a big backlog of testers. And so what these vendors are starting to do now is they're starting to sell these boxes of testers to random people around the world who will buy them out for a certain price. And then those people go take those boxes and just sell testers. And some people manage to get their hands on sealed testers and stuff like that. And that's cool and all, but somebody who's selling you a sealed tester is not going to give you very much of a discount at all. So when you get into more of the like bottles that have been moved around a lot, that haven't been given the best TLC, stuff that you really don't want to pay a lot for anyway, I tend to care about getting those first. And sometimes you get clean stuff. Like for instance, this Dylan Blue, it's not beat up at all. But, the result is you get $20 or $30 100 ml designers of anything that you want. If you'd rather pay the $80 for the discount price for it or the $70, more power to you. Most of my entire collection is brand new out the box, but I don't care. I just care about the juice and the price. So these days, you'll never catch me paying full price or discount price for a designer. It's just not worth it to me. Whatnot is a website and an app. And I will be putting out a video soon to my community showing everybody how to use the app. I will be giving $15 to every person who signs up. You don't have to, I don't get paid or anything like that. I'll be able to set up, everybody who sets up a Whatnot account using my link will instantly get $15 in cash credit on your first purchase. So the way I'm kind of setting it up is like, I'm going to do one big party and Whatnot, invite everybody. I'm going to put a bunch of fragrances on there, and you guys will get 15 bucks off immediately and be able to buy whatever you want, whether it's on my channel or somewhere else. I'm not really selling on there. I'm doing my Q&As on Whatnot because I don't really sell fragrances. But it's going to be dope. But Whatnot is a great place to catch retailers and independent people trying to get rid of fragrances of all types. But it's just like eBay, where you have to know how to validate a seller before you start shopping with them. But it's been such an incredible place. I've built so many connections with people from Scent Explorer and different vendors around the country. And just, I've been able to get my hands on just insane stuff. Yeah, we'll figure it out, Waleed. I'll look into that for you because I do know it is international, but also know the platform is somewhat new, so they're expanding slowly. But I'll figure out a way to show you how to get onto it. What do you think of the Dolce& and Gabbana King and Queen? King and Queen is great. I really like it. And especially for the King, D&G King is one of the nicer, masculine, barbershop, modern fig fragrances. Did they get in a perfume fight? Yes, they did. They all got in a perfume fight in a box. Scent of the Night, Bulgari Man in Black. Absolutely love that fragrance. Sexy. Joel, have you tried Philosopher's Walk by Eugene? It's Canadian. He has not. Did you get to try Ibere or Sunkissed Island from Zaharoff? Yes. So I actually have the Z Creators right here in 3 mLs. I'm waiting till 2026 to do a formal review, and I'm actually going to review all 3 of them at the same time. But right now, I've worn each of them quite regularly to get my initial thoughts on them. So yes, I do have all the Z Creators. And then one of my friends gifted me a Zaharoff traveler set, like a curated traveler set. Shout outs to the Fragrance Apprentice. So I do have this. So this is really dope because it is a bunch of 10 mLs, I believe, of Tabac, Zaharoff Signature Extreme, the Black Rose, I believe, and then this is Ibere. As you can see, I've worn a little bit of Ibere. But you kind of just pop one of the fragrances out and you put it in this lipstick case or whatever as a traveler, and you just kind of enjoy it. So I've spent the most time with Ibere, but I have smelled the other 2. When I do my Z Creator review, I don't really want to review them separately. I want to review them all together because I know more people will want to know about all 3 than just watching 3 individual videos. I bought Seamless Soul and it's awesome, but I'm really curious about the other 2. Well, ask me a question about them. What were you curious about? I just received my Le Male Le Parfum from Joma Shop. When I opened the can, there's a massive leak inside, but the atomizers work. Crack damage from the bottle. Should I return it or keep it? You should return it. Absolutely. What up, Lee? What's poppin', brother? Interesting. Whatnot. Okay, I'll look. Thanks. Yeah, don't buy anything on Whatnot until somebody shows you the ropes. You know, it's like letting somebody loose on eBay. You never know what you're going to go through. But definitely, Kristen, if you're on Discord one of these days, I can share screen with you and give you the quick rundown on like what are the valid auctioneers on it. But it's basically a giant auction platform, not just for fragrances, for clothes, for palettes, for fashion, for music, and fragrances. And there's retailers from all over the world that go on there and hold dollar auctions on everything from sealed product to open product. Thoughts on Oud for Big Glory? Do you mean Body All Oud for Greatness, or the actual OG Oud for Glory? Please clarify, Easy. Layering question. Off Non-Supremacy Collector's Edition and BR 540. It could work, but just spray light because those are 2 beast mode fragrances. I've always wanted to try Zaharoff Seraphim. Which Seraphim, the blue or the red? Easy. I'll look out for your tutorial on YouTube. I don't have Discord. Oh, I forgot. You're very anti-tech. Or no, actually, that's not fair. You're very private. That's a good way to put it. Is Sunkissed Island a banger for all occasions? I'm concerned about the tequila note since I don't want to smell like alcohol. Other than that, the note sounds unique. I don't detect tequila at all in this fragrance. I've heard people... The thing that's so annoying is the only people we see talking about the Z Creators are people that score interviews with the Z Creators, and they're not going to say anything bad about the fragrance. So they've really been glazing it quite hard. I don't get much tequila at all. I get mostly the whole coconut glorified skin scent. It's really got a pronounced ashy coconut and an underbelly of orange. It's not boozy to me at all. So if you're worried about the booze, it's not it's not that. You know, this is a tanning salon, uh, beach coconut alcohol, you know, the umbrella in the drink. But the dry down has this very chalky coconut note. I have a lot to say about all three of the Zed creators, but I want to save those thoughts. Hey, Kristen, the thing is, I have the memory of a freaking elephant. It's scary. That's the only reason I'm able to do these Q&As. People are like, ask me hundreds of questions every night, and I remember everything about all my fragrance experiences and my experience with, I've just always had a serious memory skill. But yeah, I mean, it's good to be private. But you know what? As long as you can connect to people when you want to, that's all that matters. If you want to be private in 2026, you should be, especially as a woman these days. The streets ain't safe. Cedrat Boise or Intense. I walked away, so I don't know if you spoke on it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't prefer Cedrat Boise at all, Johnny. And from my experience with all of my friends that actually love Cedrat Boise, I have never seen anybody say that you have to have Intense or you have to have original OG. What I get the sense of is that if somebody liked Cedrat Boise and gets encouraged to, they'll buy the Intense. But if they've known about Cedrat Boise for a long time, they get into the original before the Intense was even out. So I think they're both really good. It's just how intense do you want that profile? I just think there's so many other fragrances that do that profile in a more modern way. Cedrat Boise has always felt a bit aged to me. Aged is okay, but it's not aged in a good way to my liking. So in terms of Intense or OG, I think you really do have to get your nose on both. I don't feel comfortable blind pushing you to either. I do know that they're both great. Let's see. Cedra, is Ibere good for people who aren't that stoked about gourmands? Yeah, it sits perfectly in that kind of Azaro Most Wanted, Wanted by Night, um, you know, Stronger with You, Intensely, Memoirs of a Trespasser, Grand Soir. It's less intense than Grand Soir. So if you're familiar with, I mean, it's just your typical not by the fireplace, the fragrance, but it's like you're sitting by a crackling fire. You get the amber, the vanilla, the warm woods. It's like the Azaro style DNA, like, but it's a little more mature than Azaro. So I think it kind of sits in this perfect ageless category where you'll love it. You won't smell Ibere and think, wow, this is a new fragrance I've never smelled before. But in terms of vanilla, spice, and amber, it's somewhat simple, but it has the Zaharoff complexity to it, like the Zaharoff hands. And it is a staple fragrance you'll wear all the time. It doesn't go too sweet, but it's definitely not sweet. What's your secret? What do you mean, what's my secret? What's my secret on what? Body Al Oud for Glory, and the Blue Seraphim. What are those like? Body Al Oud's Oud for Glory is just like Oud for Greatness, but thicker. Smells the exact same profile, like 95 to 100% 1-to-1, but it's a thicker juice. So Oud for Greatness wears, even though it's a dense, dark, mysteriously slightly sweet oudy fragrance, what's so good about Oud for Greatness is there's this like fresh air to it. Like when you wear it, it's for being a dense kind of like nighttime Great Gatsby, mysterious, sweet, seductive head scratcher type of a fragrance. It has this odd amount of freshness under it. It's got an air to it. Like it doesn't weigh like a backpack. It wears, but it wears very comfortably. You still feel like you can move around in it and have a good time. Oud for Glory is is double the density. So it wears a lot thicker, a little bit heavier, but the scent profile is spot on. So it's kind of like this. If you want Oud for Glory to smell like Oud for Greatness, only do one spray in the front and the back, and then sit in your house for a half hour, go outside, get some air under you, and it'll smell exactly like Oud for Greatness. As far as Seraphine Blue is a very somewhat minty, kind of like imagine being at a 4 or 5-star resort and you go to the spa to get a massage. Right when you walk into that hotel spa, you're going to get hit with this kind of, eucalyptusy, minty, expensive shampoo, expensive lotion, expensive oil kind of smell. But it's very blue, floral, soft powdery, minty. It's a very unique experience that's hard to describe. And it's so unique that I think if you have to put your nose on it, because I have friends that say it's a masterpiece, and then I have other friends that think it's not all that. So definitely get your nose on it. Thoughts on Club Dinouis Untold or any BR540 DNA, and do you think a man can pull it off? First off, yes. A lot of people are over with Baccarat. Women are never over Baccarat Rouge. I mean, they might be over it, but I've never really seen women diss BR540. It's like a healthy respect thing. Women either love BR540 or they get bored of it for a little while, so they go off into another place. But every time they come back to BR540, it's a pleasant smell and it does a lot of good utility. For men, as collectors, I feel like BR540 gets bashed a lot. But here's the thing. I don't ever think Baccarat Rouge was meant for men to wear as a daily driver scent. It was meant to be special. And so when men started wearing it all the time, and not even men, like truthfully, like 25 and under boys were wearing a lot of Baccarat due to TikTok and Twitch and a lot of the celebrities, the young celebrities wearing BR540, because they have all these reaction videos of young chicks falling out to BR540, which really, they're not really getting the attention because of the guy. It's just women love BR540. So of course they're going to compliment you if you're wearing it. But men can totally pull off BR540, but I think it's meant to be a special occasion fragrance. I don't think you just pull out BR540 a couple times a week. That just doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm not going to explain why right now because we do kind of rapid fire Q&A in here, but men can totally pull off BR540. I don't think you need actual BR540 today. You can get Club Dinouis Untold and be totally fine. In the air and in public, I can't spot the difference. And I have both Baccarats. I have the original and the extrait. I gave them to my mom, because she'll enjoy that way. Women can get away with wearing that fragrance more frequently. I think for men, you have to make it special occasion or it starts to feel very bland. Club Dinouis Untold is great. Like I said. Let's see. Is that Black Phantom? Do I have Black Phantom back here? No, that one's Straight to Heaven. Yeah. So here's Black Phantom. And it's a great fragrance. Been thinking of getting it. Is it worthy? Is it versatile? No, it's not versatile. It is a mysterious, intimate fragrance that's super unique. Mysterious, intimate, but super unique. You have to put your nose to it. If you live in a very cold place, it can be versatile, but the tone of it is mysteriously romantic night vibes. So if you live in a cold place, you're going to run into those scenarios a lot, and it is versatile. If you live in a moderate climate or on the West Coast, you're not going to have enough chances to wear it unless you're in the evening time or you're in a cold place, which is not as often as the East Coast. I think it's a very unique scent profile that is not blind buy worthy. I know people that hate it or don't care for it. I know people who absolutely love it. Matter of fact, during the holidays recently, I had a lot of friends text me and say Black Phantom was their Halloween scent, or Black Phantom was their Christmas scent, or Black Phantom was their New Year's scent. It just has that kind of signatureness to it, but it's dark, mystery, sweet, and super unique of a profile. What's your all-time daily driver go-to? I don't have one because I have hundreds of fragrances. I'm just gonna name some daily drivers. This fragrance right here, Aqua Allegoria Forte Neroli Vetiver, I could wear every day for the rest of the year and not even care. The most versatile daily driver type of fragrance while still smelling expensive and different from everybody else. But this fragrance just makes people smile, and it's so fun to wear, but it still has class and elegance. It smells just like the bottle, just freshness, neroli, a little bit of undertone vetiver, a little bit of fig leaf in it. It's got this subtle, soft sweetness to it. It's bright, it's radiant, it's happy, it's positive. Super daily driver. Extremely versatile. This fragrance right here, Desert Rain Day 3, super versatile daily driver. The juice does not lie. You could just wear it for anything. Vetiver Sensuel, a little bit more mature, 25 to 30 and up. Daily driver, the juice doesn't lie. One that I've been rocking real recently, and don't hate on me, guys. I don't have the actual bottle because me and Kix bought it together. I let him keep the bottle. I just extracted 50 mil out of the bottle. But we recently picked up together Roja's Midsummer Dream. And this, ooh, you want to talk about signature scent that you could wear every day. I knew I loved this fragrance when I smelled it, but the day I came in, I wore it that day. Just, matter of fact, so unique, so good. The day I put this on, my wife and my mom never really bring up fragrances to me. My wife asked me what was I wearing. She really liked it. Then I went to my mom's house to pick up my youngest son, or to drop my youngest son off to my mom, and I was holding my son, gave the baby to my mom. My mom went into the house, and then she came back out and she was like, I smelled Caden, and I know that's not his natural scent. That he smells really good. What are you wearing? So I got compliments from her. I got compliments when I went out to the Starbucks. I mean, this thing was lighting me up with comments like no tomorrow. So for me, Midsummer's Dream Roja, niche versatile. Must Therapy from Initio. You know, I mean, guys, here's the thing, man. I can't tell you the most versatile. I wear a new fragrance every single day. So I have a ton of super versatile fragrances that I could recommend. I don't know your age. I don't know your price point. All I can do is just start naming fragrances that I would wear every day if I had them. And that list is like over 100 types of fragrances. So anyway, a good memory I always forget. That's funny. I Miss Brownstone by Paul Sebastian. I've never heard of it. What do you do as a profession? So during the day, I'm in finance. I work in retirement planning. I wear a ton of hats. So I deal with economics, I deal with retirement, I deal with insurance, I deal with investments, and I deal with digital product design and development and administrative services. I wear a lot of hats. At night, I'm an audio engineer, so bands, rappers, choirs, all kind of stuff send me music, and I'm the person that puts it all together and makes the magic. So I'm an audio engineer at night, and I do this for fun. Don't forget, everybody, hit that thumbs up button. Kevin says, I love Gendarme. I've never heard of it. Been rocking Creed Royal Oud recently. Wood on wood on wood. Yeah, that fragrance is like, I just put out a video today. Gosh, that Midsummer's Dream is just yelling off of me. Man, that fragrance is insane. I just mentioned Royal Oud as the ideal fragrance to wear at a funeral. I don't think you should only wear it at a funeral, but I gave a top 5 list of funeral fragrances. Definitely check it out on my shorts. Oud for Greatness is my top tier 1 for life. Hey, listen, I'm with you. I'm with you, Kristen. I'm with you. Seraphim Kus is coming out soon. Woohoo! Let me know how it is when you try it, Whistle. What's your signature scent that you can't live without? You've got its backup bottles until eternity. I'll just name a couple as of today. It's not fair for me. Let's put it this way. The fragrances I'm about to name, there's nothing with how many fragrances I have, take my opinion with a grain of salt, knowing that I wear virtually a new fragrance every single day, 365 days a year, right? So the fragrances I'm about to name, I have intimate experience with, but over long periods of time, because my goal as I wear fragrances today to evaluate them and to bring healthy, accurate content to you guys. If I wasn't a content creator, I would take fragrances and wear them for a whole week straight and all that stuff, but I'm always evaluating. But with that being said, I'm also a grown man, so I know what I like, I know what I want, and I've been around fragrances for a while. So I feel confident in telling you fragrances I'll never live without. I'll try to give you some cheapy, some expensive, and niche. YSL L'Homme, I will never live without. Original L'Homme. I do have La Nuit de L'Homme, but which is just as good, but for me, this is the best scent. Can't live without that fragrance no matter what. Can't live without my first fragrance I ever purchased, Marc Jacobs for Men, Original EDT. Can't live without that. Lalique Lin Sumi. Can't live without that. As of recently, can't live without Midsummer's Dream. Can't live without the first Fougere fragrance, Ubagant Fougere Royale. Can't live without Aqua Allegoria Forte Nerolia Vetiver from Guerlain. No way in hell. Can't live without Day 3's Desert Rain. Can't live without Mancera's Vetiver Sensuelle. And I'm naming all these, but anyone who's been following my channel will tell you SB's not lying. I've talked about these fragrances heavily. Let's go into some niche. Serge Lutens, Ombre Sultan. Can't live without that. Day 3 fragrances, Tres Oros. Can't live without that. Absolutely not. Let me look in my niche collection. Can't live without Roja Harrods. Can't live without Taif Aoud from Roja. For collector purposes, can't live without Diaghilev. Definitely can't live without Baranda from Nasamato. For sure can't live without Flor Narcotique from Ex Nihilo. Certainly, and I mean certainly, can't live without Casamarati's Mephisto. Let's go to vintage. Can't live without the women's Balmain Vent Vert. Can't live without the women's Alfred Sung Pure. Can't live without the Roger and Galette's Rose. Can't live without Coty's Aspen. Can't live without Dunhill. What's the thing on this? I always forget the degrees on it. It's Dunhill. It's called North 73 or something. It's some kind of nautical thing. Incredible juice. Can't live without that. Vintage. Can't live without 4711. Can't live without Terre de Hermes. Oh my gosh. Can't live without Cacharel pour l'Homme. Can't live without Eros EDT. I mean, I'm almost out. But I did re-up on this. So I got a jumbo bottle and decanted it out for myself. So I do have a backup of Eros to refill it when this gets done. So, you know, like I said, guys, I'm trying to show you guys that I'm not capping. You know, I do have refills for some of them. Can't live without Gucci Guilty Elixir. I mean, guys, I don't really carry trash. I'll be honest with you. I just don't. I evaluate so much stuff that I don't buy it unless I love it. Okay. I don't like BR540 on dudes. Hot take. I don't BR540 is fine on a guy, but the annoying part comes in when guys wear BR540 a lot. And again, that's why I'm telling you, BR540 on a woman feels frequent. You know, anytime they're going out, it might be a signature scent for a woman. Women love it. So even if you're on a day where you don't love it, a woman will compliment you. Hey, girl, is that BR540? Blah, blah, blah. Guys should wear BR540 very sparingly. They should not wear it often. It should be a very special occasion where you occasionally pop out. Now, me personally, I'm not a big sweet guy. There's a very select few DNAs that I will go uber sweet on, but I wear a lot of sweetness on very special occasions. For me, when I'm going for sexy, I'm going for masculine aromatic and assertiveness with background sweetness, not the opposite way around. And the men of today lead in a buttload of sweetness with masculine touches, and that comes off very, very toy boy to me, very or boy toy. So like for me, like if I'm being intimate or something like that, Ombre Sultan, sexy chocolate, but it's more about patchouli and less about vanilla. And so it's got the seduction from the floor or from the plant of patchouli, and it has this warm sweetness behind it, but it's not about vanilla. So I just feel like I like being aggressive with my scent, but and I like being unapologetically masculine. So for me, sweetness always dilutes the masculine energy. Doesn't mean that you can't be totally masculine rocking vanilla and sweetness, but it, to me, I guess for me you can't. I mean, that's just the easiest way for me to put it. By Killian, Straight to Heaven. You know, it's more about the patchouli, the rum, the dried fruits, less about the chocolate, but it has a background sexiness from chocolate. And then I'll just pop out with like super masculine stuff. I don't care what the girl thinks. I'm wearing it anyway. Now, granted, I'm married. I've been with my wife for 16 years. I thank God I never have to go out on the prowl ever again. But nah, that's a conversation for another day. Oud Silk Mood or Oud Satin Mood for men, 30 plus men, C-suit men. What the heck is C-suit? I think Oud Silk Mood and Oud Satin Mood are both challenging in their own right. If you're a man that is intimidated by lots of sweetness and velvety, powdery, sensual sweetness from rose, Oud Satin Mood may be tough for you. On the other side, you have Oud Silk Mood, which has a ton of oud under it. It's fresh, but it's damp and it's dark. It's like the oud is the emphasis and the rose is in the background. It's more a lot more masculine than Oud Satin Mood, but I almost feel like for men that aren't comfortable with rose and oud, most men are going to smell both of those fragrances, not buy either, and hope that there was some kind of middle of the road. And I think the middle of the road rose oud would be Taif Oud from Roja, because you get the best of the masculine touches and the best parts of the rose, and it sits perfectly neutral. So I can't really point you to either or. If you prefer less sweet fragrances, just a little bit of sweetness, go Oud Silk Mood. Sick. I love both of them. But if you prefer a good amount or a lot of sweetness, go Oud Satin Mood. They're both amazing fragrances, but they are so pronounced and unapologetic, you must get your nose on them. You cannot blind buy either one of those fragrances. Sheesh, I have to get Oud for Glory. Saw it for like $25 at my rack store. Yeah, it's a good scent. It's a good scent. Armaf Odyssey Collection. Armaf Odyssey Collection. What do you think? The only fragrance I own from the Odyssey line is Black Edition. I've smelled all of them. They're all okay, but in my journey, I'm just past all of them. All the ones that they clone, I've smelled them all. I've smelled them all. That was like a year ago for me. They've come out with some new ones recently, but they haven't like blown my socks off. They're just like B tier clones. But I do think Black Edition is the best one. What up, SB? Just hitting the live. What up, Duke? Got the snag on some La Leaks. Got the snag on some La Leaks. Good looking out. Duke, clarify for me. Are you just asking me which La Leaks to get? And if so, tell me your age and where you live in the United States, and I'll give you some recommendations. Whistle asks, sampled Intense Instant Crush and immediately ordered. Super dark BR540 adjacent, super strong leather accord. Hey man, I like Instant Crush. I mean, to me, Instant Crush is Baccarat, but I mean, it's not literally, but as far as the vibe check is concerned, you know, that sparkly saffron ambroxan special, Instant Crush and BR540 to me sit in the same swimming pool. I like Instant Crush, but I'm wearing it on special occasions. I'm not popping out regularly with Instant Crush. Not at 37 years old. And Bo, I know you're either my age or older, so I like those fragrances, but man, you better not be popping out frequently. You better treat Instant Crush and BR540 and Herba Pura and Herba Gold and all that stuff special. Pop out with it. Pop out. I need a winter fragrance similar to Fahrenheit. Can you help? Yes, Fahrenheit. Le Parfum. You don't leave Fahrenheit. If you want something like Fahrenheit, everything else is a shadow of it. Straight up and down, bro. Straight up and down. Yeah, don't. If you want Fahrenheit, stick with Fahrenheit. Just get the Le Parfum. Delina Parfum de Marly for men. I've never seen Delina for men. I've always only seen the pink one for women. Oh snap, just woke up and you went live. Kix, what are you doing waking up this? You just went to sleep. Why are you waking up? He's sleeping with his eyes open. Tuscan Leather by Tom Ford has that manly grit that you might be after. Hey, listen, here's what I just warned people about. Do not buy Tuscan Leather unless you own Italian leather. Do not buy Tuscan Leather unless you actually have Tuscan or Italian leather. Oh, it's in my other office. But, you know, if you have a leather briefcase, if you have a tux, preferably something made of real Italian leather, you can wear Tuscan Leather. Don't buy Tuscan Leather if you aren't that type of guy, and you will really look crazy. Now, granted, a lot of kids and a lot of people are buying ombre leather, eau de ombre leather parfum because they love the scent profile, but they do not look like people that should be wearing luxury leather scents. Don't look out of place. Just because you like the scent, if you're wearing something that smells like, you know, you drive a Bentley, drive a Benz, drive a Jaguar, you know what I'm saying? Drive cars 75K and up. Don't buy that fragrance if you live with your mom, because you need to get the freshest version of it, because the bravado of it is expensive and it kind of just looks out of place when a fragrance, like, I'll tell you like this. A woman's going to look at you, right? Let's hype it. Let's play this out. Let me grab a fragrance. Let me get something you guys are super familiar with. let's go something super simple. Tom Ford Gray Vetiver, right? The dent don't lie, right? Don't wear this fragrance if you don't have a suit. Don't wear this fragrance if you don't own a pair of slacks, a pair of dress shoes, and at bare minimum have a nice tailored collared shirt, because it smells like serious business luxury. Now, scent is subjective. You can listen to people who tell you, you know, wear what you want and all that, and that's cool. That's not an objective statement in certain regards, because when you go outside, it's almost like people who say, like, I make music for me. But you're an artist and you're trying to sell music. So you can't exclude your audience because your audience is buying your material. It's very selfish to assume that you can create something that's very personal and very you, and yet have the same level of expectation that people are going to want and buy something that they have, you know, banking on the random possibility that they might connect with something that's very personal from you. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but if you start rolling around with the expectation that people are just supposed to go buy your art because it's totally original and to you and you don't care about the community, that's not really a reciprocal relationship, and it's less likely to sell. That's not a good or bad thing. You got to ask yourself what you're in it for. So when people say stuff like wear what you want, it's like, you better keep that same energy across the board. If you're wearing what you want, don't expect anything, because you're wearing what you want. You did not consider the people that you're wearing it around. If you did, and if you do, then you're not just wearing it for you. You're wearing it maybe mostly for you and partially for other people. So again, this fragrance evokes serious tone, hardworking, money-making, going somewhere in life, energy. Can a 13-year-old wear this? Sure. But wherever you live, when you go outside, people will react based off cultural norms. And you can't exclude that in your own personal pursuit of wearing what you want to wear. That's fine, but the moment you go outside, anticipate whatever, or be ready to deal with whatever comes with being a sore thumb outside. And I respect the heck out of it. And I actually encourage you to wear what you want, where you wear it. But this is a Q&A, and my job is to give you informative information that helps you make decisions, and to also share different sides of the coin on how you wear fragrance, how you think through fragrance, and put all the information out there so you can make the best decisions, so that your decision is informed and educated and self-reflective. So that's my thoughts on it. With leather fragrances, back to the whole Tuscan leather thing. Tuscan leather is very serious, very expensive, very niche feeling. If you casually wear that fragrance, you will look out of place. If you're okay with that, cool. As for Blue Seraphim, seems super interesting. Eucalyptus note really got my attention when I heard about it. Put your nose to it before you buy it. It's very nice. Kix is in here. He thinks it's a masterpiece. For those asking about signature, I would go YSLY EDP. Smell clean, but could also use for night outs and dates. That's very true. It's the same case for YSL myself. Same thing for Azzaro. Same thing for Valentino Uomo. Intense. A lot of fragrances function like that. In fact, that's what the designer market makes fragrances for. Being super fresh, yet could also be used for dates. Not many fragrances that I've seen have eucalyptus. I tried the Le Labo and it was good. Very nice. Kix, Happy New Year. Hope it's great. What do you think about Cristiano Ronaldo fragrances? I don't think anything about him. My son wears them. My son wears... Actually, I take that back. My son wears Messi's fragrance, not Ronaldo. He would punch me in the face right now if he heard me say that. I always see Ronaldo frags at the rack stores. Yeah, it's because no one buys them. What was the name of the first one again, please? I'm sorry, but I've been talking too much since reading that question. David, thankfully, when I'm live, you can take the little knob and move it back and rewind and watch where I gave that speech, and you can download the info again. I tried Mancera for the first time in February and ended up with 7 Manceras in 2025. Hey, Mancera's got a lot of heat, man. Hopefully you saw that little mini doc that we did on Mancera. It's one of the podcasts. What do you think about Killian Angel Share? Very good. Love it. I got Velvet Tonka. People love Angel Share on the rocks, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. The feedback's been really good on that fragrance. I got Velvet Vanilla I've got Velvet Vanilla Mancera is more for a guy, though I was sad. Velvet Vanilla. Have I seen that? Hold on. There is a Velvet Vanilla. More for a guy? Let me see these notes. There is too much feminine energy in that fragrance. Pear, orange, tuberose, jasmine, neroli, rose, vanilla, musk. That's supposed to be masculine? Okay, I see you. What's a scent to make a girl remember you for an 18-year-old? Well, I think it's important to realize that if you're trying to hit on a girl who's 18 years old, she's young. She doesn't have a lot of experience, and so it won't take a lot to leave an impression. So I think you wear a fragrance that smells really good, and you make up for the difference with being good. That means making a girl laugh. That means being thoughtful, being intentional. You know, that's what leaves an impression. The girl doesn't have to. Here's the thing. Don't walk into approaching a woman or going on a date. You do not want her to leave. See, let me. Okay. Okay, guys. I don't have my suit. So let's just get the microphone out. Don't approach. I'm about to get on my soapbox. A lot of y'all want to go on a date and you want the girl to go home and you want the only thing for her to say is, oh my gosh, what fragrance was he wearing? That was so good. I want him. His fragrance was sexy. Dang, I just can't stop thinking about that fragrance that he wore. I'm going to ask him out. I'm going to ask him for a second date. You know what I'm going to do to him when I see him? Women don't think like that. Come on, dude. That is no game at all. And that's sad. If you're banking on her love for the fragrance, you're going to try to choose a fragrance that does all the work for you, and you're never going to find it because you can't take yourself out of the equation with a woman. I've seen the ugliest of men pull the most beautiful stuff. Guys, listen. In 2026, men, don't downplay your value. You'd be surprised how easy it is to make an impression on a woman. In a world where every guy, young guy, is trying to have like external value, all you have to do is quite simple. The way you leave an impression, you make a girl laugh, you smell good. You don't have to smell signature. You don't have to smell niche. If you just smelled good, you make the girl laugh, and you're intentional, you don't look weak, you're assertive, you make plans, you make decisions, you're in. You're in. You don't need straight to heaven to bag chicks. It helps. Just kidding. But seriously, guys, like bro, and I say all that to say this. As an 18-year-old, never shortchange this fragrance ever in your life. This will be your road dog. Versace Eros, 35 bucks. You can get a jumbo bottle of it and it will go. It will smell fresh. It will smell intimate. And as long as you don't screw it up, make a girl laugh. Be intentional. Be kind. Make decisions. Lead the way. That's enough. I gotta save what I want to say for later. But to answer your question, bro, ran out the window. Gucci Guilty Elixir is incredible. You'll make a great impression with that. Versace Eros EDP, or EDT, EDP, or P, but I have the EDT because it's the cheapest and it's the brightest. Versace will never let you down for 18. Honestly, I truly feel like, where is it? Where is it? I honestly feel like if you have one of these 3 fragrances, you will never miss as an 18-year-old. Right here. This is the holy trinity of high school. If you have this stuff on, you will always smell the best. You'll bag anything you want as long as you don't screw it up. And then you can move on and get to focusing on you, what you can bring to the table, not the fragrance. Honestly, if you just had these 3, this will last you all the way through college. Truthfully. These are bangers. Trust me, man. I'm telling you right now. Thoughts on Dior Sauvage Parfum? It's great. What do you think about Maison Margiela by the fireplace? I don't like it, but a lot of young people love it. If you're sub 25, you'll probably love it. Also, not just sub 20, sub 25 as a guy, most women like or love by the fireplace. But on the men's side, I feel like under 25 love it, over 25 hate it. It's a little juvenile. Going to order Mancera Discovery set. I'm going to get both Cedrats. What other 3 would you recommend? Okay, so the most mass appeal fragrances, and don't think that that's negative. I mean that positively. You want to get Amberful. No question you want to try Amberful. You want to try Vetiver Sensuel. You want to try Red Tobacco Intense, despite how I personally feel about Red Tobacco. You want to try Jardin Exclusive. You want to try Pearl. Gosh, there's just so many good Manceras, man. If you're young, you got to try Amora Cafe. There's so many good ones, man. Sicily, Lemon Oud Mint. But to me, the like most wearable ones, I'm going with Amberful, Instant Crush, Vetiver Sensuel. Thoughts on YSL Tuxedo? Beautiful fragrance. If you want a clone of Tuxedo, that is incredible. Pick this up. 20, 30 bucks. Arabiat Prestige Niel Oud. Forget Tarathi Brown. Forget Maison Alhambra Kismet and all that stuff. This is easily the best Tuxedo I have ever smelled. So masculine, so sexy. All the other fragrances lean on the sweetness. This keeps that spice in there. It kind of has that edgy Sauvage Elixir growl to it, but smells nothing like Sauvage Elixir. You guys know this. This is patchouli, sexy amber, booze, vanilla. This is amazing, incredible. Despite how it looks, this is phenomenal juice. One of Arabiat Prestige's best. And if you're looking for Tuxedo on a budget, this will punch like a niche fragrance. Wore that a lot leading up to Christmas. Straight bangers. Okay, got to go, everyone. Take care, Joel. Thank you so much, as usual, for your help, brother. I really appreciate you. Best almond vanilla fragrance, probably L'Homme Ideal Extreme. Now, that is cherry and almond, but there is vanilla inside of it. Another cherry fragrance I evaluated today was this Rui Lopez by Mind Games. Very good cherry vanilla, but hopefully you can afford it, or hopefully in 2026 there's clones of it that came out. This is a beautiful cherry vanilla fragrance with booze. Hopefully you took a screenshot of that. Guerlain's Aqua Allegoria Forte Neroli Vetiver or Mancera Vetiver Sensual. Don't ever ask me that again. That is one of the hardest questions somebody's ever asked me, and I refuse to answer it. Have you tried Soprano Ice by Dumont? I do get decent compliments from it. Lee, I haven't tried that, brother. Dumont, I haven't tried a lot of fragrances. I've tried Celerio, the green one. I've tried the red one. And I've tried a few of the nitros. Hey, Lee, send me a decant of that, brother, and I'll send you a decant of something. Yes, masculine DNA followed by sweetness is the ideal combination. I mean, that's the thing for me, Bo. I feel like when you're younger, and again, this does not mean I don't have super sweet fragrances. I have Tres Oros from freaking Day 3 Fragrances, for goodness sakes. That's one of the sweetest things. I have Wajan from Parfums de Marly, one of the sweetest fragrances out there. I have Absolute Aphrodisiac, extremely sweet. I have Grand Soir, right? There are certain fragrances I'll make the exception for, but I feel like generally speaking, as a man, when you get older, you want a fragrance to lead in masculine touches and have a backdrop of sweetness of any kind, spiced sweetness, musky sweetness. It just feels better. It's more full-bodied. It's more just masculine. I feel like when you're younger, it's flipped around and you lead in sweetness and have masculine touches in the background. And they're these kind of hybrid fragrances that is almost like unisex masculine leaning. And I feel like most fragrances today are basically women's fragrances in the department store. They're either women's fragrances or truthfully they're unisex masculine leaning fragrances. And the older you get, the less you want to be wearing unisex or women's fragrances most of the time. Now, I have plenty of unisex fragrances, but I mostly have masculine scents. I want to smell masculine. I was thinking of picking up Intoxicated by Killian. What should I expect? Man, I haven't smelled Intoxicated in a while. Let me see if I actually have it on my list over here. Yeah, I haven't put my nose to Intoxicated in probably over a year, year and a half. We will be visiting these tomorrow, High Frequency and Psychedelic Love. I have Oud for Greatness, Absolute Aphrodisiac, and Musk Therapy. Those are my goats. They have a lot of great fragrances. I really feel like, put it this way, there was once upon a time I felt like no one could disagree with me that Musk Therapy, Absolute Aphrodisiac, and Oud for Greatness are easily the best 3 fragrances in the Initio lineup. But the more people I met, everybody had like a different top 3. I know guys who lean on the Blessed Baroque side of stuff and the Psychedelic Love side and the side effect side. I know women who lean kind of in the white bottle and purple bottle stuff. I know men who love the Atomic Rose and the Paragon and the side effect. Like, everybody's got their different combination. So I used to be pretty assertive with telling you guys what the best Initios are, and I still will unapologetically tell you that those 3 to me are the best. But Initio slaps with such good punch power in terms of being their own. They dominate the intimate sector. So I think you should really try everything. I can't tell you what to expect from that fragrance because although my mind is like a library of fragrances, I don't actually recall what the heck that fragrance smelled like, and I will not lie, and I will not speak on fragrances I don't own. Thankfully for you guys, I have hundreds and hundreds of bottles of fragrance behind me, and even outside of my collection, I have probably over 1,000 decants, so sometimes I can just be like, oh, let me go smell that again, and I have it, but I don't actually have Intoxicated from Killian. That's why I don't remember what that smelled like, because I haven't gone through the entire Killian line. I don't know why when you said Intoxicated, I thought of Initio. I haven't smelled Intoxicated at all. You know what I thought you were mentioning? Freaking Psychedelic Love. I actually haven't smelled Intoxicated from By Killian at all. Let me go look that note combo up real quick. Oh, no. I definitely haven't smelled that fragrance. No, couldn't tell you about it. The only things I can tell you about that fragrance offhand that might be helpful for you is it got a 4.1 out of 5 of 5,000 votes. So a lot of people have purchased that fragrance. It's not a mass appeal rated fragrance, but 4.1 out of 5 is like you have to put your nose on it. So don't blind buy it. Should have a Roja Oud Parfum. Roja Oud. Oh, the original Oud Parfum arriving tomorrow. Bo, why didn't you get the Taif, man? You want Rose Oud? You didn't get Taif Oud? What do you think of Zeno by Davidoff for men? Haven't smelled that in a long time. I just saw this channel recommended on the YouTube feed. Beautiful. Good to see you, Zherzhov. Beautiful house. Appreciate you for the subscription, man. I always tell people, come hang out for a little bit. Who the heck donated to me? Did I pass that up? Oh, I'm behind. That's why. Whoever donated to me, I'm going to get to it in a second. I can't see who did it, so just give me a quick second. By the way, thank you so much for subscribing. I always just tell people, hang out for a week. You'll know right away if you love the channel or not. I upload 1 to 4 videos every single day on fragrance. Today I uploaded 4. So, and we also have a brand new production setup. So we're going to be going real crazy in 2026. Do you wear Gucci Guilty Elixir regularly? Because you said you don't wear super sweet vanilla fragrances often. I don't think Gucci Guilty Elixir falls in the super sweet category. It falls in the sweet category. So for me, Gucci Guilty Elixir sits like at a 6 out of 10 at the most. For me, it feels more like a 5. It definitely is a musk vanilla type of scent. But when you look at other vanillic fragrances, anything from the Azzaro, the Reserve, the Dior, all that, they're significantly more sweeter. So yeah, I don't wear any fragrances often because, you know, I have a lot of fragrances, but, the stuff that I really gravitate towards, I try to at least get it in like twice a month. Didn't clarify. 45 North Dakota, hot summers, cold winters, trying to find the best La Lique. I remember you mentioning some, hot summers and cold winters. So one of the nicest cold budget fragrances from La Lique is going to be La Lique White and Black. This is basically going to be like Parfums de Marly Layton, but a lot fresher and not mentholic. You don't get that medicinal quality that Layton has. It's a fresher take, so it's a lot more versatile. Amazing winter scent. Smells just like Layton. Daily Driver La Lique. Either of these fragrances right here, La Lique White is going to be the most versatile Daily Driver, masculine, super unique scent profile. Same with La Lique Lin Sumi Ma Force. I'll hold these up so you can screenshot them. Either one of these would be a great Daily Driver. This leans on ice water and lemonade citrus with a big citrus blast. So if you want something that leans a little bit more masculine, I would go light La Lique White because it does hit with citrus and vetiver, but it has a lot more aromatic touches. So like you could wear this to work and wear it out casually, and it's a very unique profile. It kind of takes the best of all fresh fragrances, the pepperiness, the earthy vetiver, the citrus, the greenery. It's like kind of the all-star quarterback of masculine daily drivers. So it depends. You want the more fun, carefree, casual, or the more work / upscale casual, more masculine scent. They're both amazing. Equus is another really good daily driver. EQUUS. Hey, my dents don't lie, guys. Equus, daily driver as well. So you could throw that in this mix. Vetiver, amber, and grapefruit. You could wear this just as much as any of those other 2 scents. It kind of sits in between them. Equus is like slightly playful, but also masculine is crap. Did you mean Memo Paris Italian leather? No, I meant Tuscan leather from Tom Ford. I hate Italian leather from Memo Paris. I prefer African leather. How does Serge Luton's Ombre Sultan evolve on the skin after a few hours? Honestly, it's sexy, chocolate, amber, and booze. I truly believe now, after wearing this several times, I mean, I've got a little dent in there, as you can see. I truly believe that if any of you guys were curious about buying Javoy's Psychedelic, which is considered like S tier patchouli chocolate vibes, this will get you smelling like 95% like it. And it's more wearable than Psychedelic because the patchouli in that fragrance is quite pungent, quite dark, quite earthy. It's very dark, earthy, sexy. This is dark, earthy, sexy, light, so it's more wearable. You do not need Psychedelic if you have Ombre Sultan, and it's much cheaper. So this dries down to a amber chocolate patchouli, not milk chocolate, but will remind you of chocolate. It's more about a amber, boozy patchouli. The booze isn't too boozy. It's perfectly blended. If you want something, it's like Psychedelic is extremely niche, extremely selective. This sits between selective and mass appeal, and the most mass appeal take on this DNA is a fragrance I've recently been rocking, which is Serge Luton's as well, and it's Chergay. This is the most mass appealing version of both of them. There's less earthy patchouli, but there definitely is patchouli. And this leans on the sweet, sexy chocolate feel without all of the grit of patchouli. So it wears a lot smoother. All three fragrances are 10 out of 10 fragrances. And you could tell them I said that. Are you a fan of Byredo Gypsy Water despite the light projection? The light projection of most Byredo fragrances is what really pisses me off about Byredo. The Gypsy Water smells good, but not on my skin. On my skin, it's very unisex in a way that I don't like. Tuscan leather or ombre leather? Which one's better? Eau de ombre leather. If you want to go with OG ombre leather, get the Parfum. But out of Tuscan and ombre leather, I think the new Eau de ombre leather is the best. It's the most wearable, most versatile. What do you think of Fragrance World House? Very good. In fact, I just did a review of... Actually, I just sent it in the mail to my dad. I just reviewed Fragrance World's Suave Parfum, which is supposed to be Dior's Parfum. Dior Sauvage Parfum, and it was excellent. Fragrance World does have some bangers. Even this, oh no, that's French Avenue. But yeah, Fragrance World puts it down. They're kind of B-tier clone. What's your opinion on By the Fireplace? If you like By the Fireplace, but want something more mature, I find By the Fireplace to be quite juvenile. There's kind of a McDonald's-ness about the profile. I love the profile, but it just wears too sweet. And for that reason, it smells kind of cheap. I would never pay 80 to 100 bucks for that scent profile. If you like that scent profile and want something that's the same price, but more niche smelling, go with, it's from this house, Imaginary Authors, and the fragrance is called Memoirs of a Trespasser. Smells like you're eating, and shout outs to Fragrance Apprentice. He said it perfectly. It feels like you're eating vanilla ice cream in a library next to a fireplace. You know, By the Fireplace has a more marshmallowy vanilla take on the resinous woody fire smell. This fragrance tones down the vanilla, ramps up the fire, and smells more masculine. I like that Lalique White and Black Elite Roller. I do think it's special. It has latent vibes. Yeah, oh, Lalique White and Black, yes. Total latent vibes, more fresh, less medicinal, but very close. Is a unique smell good? Not always, no. Just because you smell unique doesn't mean you look good. Just because you dress unique doesn't mean you look good. What about Luminous Night? Very good. Very good. Luminous Night's very good. Here we go. Finally got to the donation. Just show her your collection of cologne. She'll definitely want another date. If she's young. If you're trying to impress a girl who's under 20 or 22, you may be able to do something like this, and she'll for sure give you a second date, but that doesn't mean anything in today's world. As girls get older, you got to do a lot more than show her your fragrance collection. LOL. 123 QWERTY Boy, $5. Hey, I wish you would have sent a message with that, but thank you so much for that donation. Really appreciate you. That's very kind of you. And thank you so much for your support. If there's any way I can enhance your fragrance learning experience on this channel, feel free to message me in the comment section of this live, and I will be happy to integrate any content you feel you'd like to learn more about. Thank you so much for the support. If you drive Merc, you don't need fragrance. Said nobody. Chanel Allure Homme Sport, amazing fragrance. I prefer Edition Blanche, but Allure Homme Sport is a classic. I can never down talk it. Hey, salute to Michael Paul. Salute to Michael Paul. Love that guy. Moustache, good scent. Any good clone of Bleu de Chanel? Yes, Club de Nuit Iconic is the best Bleu de Chanel EDP. Have you tried Dougler? You mean Mugler Stellar? I haven't tried it. No. Rui Lopez is amazing. It is a good scent. Can you speak more on Red Tobacco Intense? Also thoughts on Cosmic Pepper and Vetiver Sensuel? That's a loaded question, Johnny. I'll try to speed through those. Red Tobacco Intense is much smoother and less synthetic than the original Red Tobacco. It smells like red tobacco, this kind of red, cinnamony, spiced amber on tobacco. And it's smoother than the original. That's all I can tell you. Cosmic Pepper, I can't really speak on that because honestly, it's been about 1.5 years since I've smelled it. And I remember it being good. I don't remember if it was great. Vetiver Sensuel is a radiant, citric, orange, lime, lemon, grassy, ambery sunshine of a scent. It closely imitates something like Montclair's Sunrise Pour Homme, but is more mature. How does it compare to Grey Vetiver? Grey Vetiver is a very bright, sparkly, luxury, orange, grapefruit-based vetiver. Actually, no, just grapefruit, not orange, but it has that citric, tart, sparkling wine vetiver, Moscato feel. And that's the difference between the two. One's more earthy, radiant sunshine citrus. One's more suit and tie, airy, crisp soda citrus. Best creamy coconut smelling frag. This definitely isn't the best, but if you want something new, you can try the new Zaharoff Z Creator TLTG Sunkissed Island. Very coconut creamy fragrance. Let's see. Let's put some people in timeout. Thanks, mods. Satin Mood or Silk Mood? Which one do you prefer? Silk Mood. What do you think of Valentino Uomo Born in Roma? Just got a bottle of extra dose. It's a good versatile scent. It can double for date night and also be a daily fresh, sexy scent for men. Pretty good. Castley or Reflection Man or Reflection 45? In this order. Reflection 45, Reflection Man, and then Castley. Which one for 30 plus Office? Office, Castley is going to be the most versatile. Office CEO, Reflection 45, unique, rich man, just out in the world, Reflection Man. How to deal with someone, oh, I got to the bottom of the list. How to deal with someone that's picky when it comes to fragrance. In the sense of what? Like they're asking you to give them recommendations but they're picky as crap? Is that what you mean, J-Mel? Can Oud for Glory be a daily driver for someone in their 20s? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What else we got? I'm glad I got to the bottom of the list. Dang, man, we've been going for 1.5 hours, man. Appreciate you guys for running up the like button. Yeah, not open mic. Yeah, not open into trying new fragrances / notes. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can really do. I mean, the only thing you can do is put them in a situation they can't say no to. So the best thing to do with someone who's picky is to take them to a store so they can smell everything. right? Because if they're indecisive, why are you even wasting breath talking to them? Take them to the store, let them smell everything, let them decide on their own. Don't even waste your time. You know, take them to a Sephora, take them to an Ulta Beauty, take them to a Neiman Marcus, take them to a Bloomingdale, take them to a Saks and Fifth. Let them stand in front of all the counters and try all the fragrances. And, you know, to me, somebody who's indecisive is somebody who doesn't smell fragrances. The more fragrances you smell, the more decisive you'll be. Easy. The reason it's not super versatile is because it's a very dense and thick fragrance. If you had the actual Oud for Greatness, it would be a lot fresher. But even then, as versatile as Oud for Greatness, the OG actually is, it's a cold weather fragrance. It's very dense, very thick. So if you live on the East Coast or you're in a place that has a lot of cold weather, it's very versatile, but it's also extremely mature. So it's going to be hard for you to sell me that you're a 20-year-old with a very old soul, because even if you have an old soul as a 20-year-old, if you don't own suits or collared shirts or things like that, you'll smell out of place with Oud for Greatness, truthfully. Oud for Glory especially, Oud for Greatness, you know, it could be a rich young guy's scent, but you still need a lot of cold weather and you need to dress the part. There's an aura behind Oud for Greatness that you have to have, and part of that is in your choice of dress. What are your top 3 Xerjoffs? Oh, there's too many for a top 3. Louis, love Louis. Love Apollonia. Love More Than Words. Love Lua. Love the fragrances from Xerjoff that I love, you won't hear people talk about. Casa Marati Mephisto, Gentili Uomo Mephisto, that's one of the best Xerjoffs in my opinion. I'll release a ranking video on Xerjoff. I'm just not ready to do it yet. Do you agree with the hate on DHP 2025? No. DHP 2025 is good. Granted, in my hot takes, I did downplay it, but that's because it is way watered down compared to the original. But even so, it's still a great fragrance. Yeah, I mean, Dior Homme Parfum 2025 is great, but Arabiat Prestige just came out with a clone of 2025 Dior Homme Parfum, and it's $40. So look that up. It's called Arabiat. Just type Dior Homme Parfum 2025 Arabiat Prestige, and the new fragrance that just came out literally last week is a great, phenomenal rendition of Dior Homme Parfum. If you want something closer to vintage, I recommend Fragrance World's FOMO Gary's Den. Why some fragrances has end note with sweet? I don't know what that question is, Aravind. Can you clarify for me? Have you tried Louis Rose? I have not. Is it good? I screenshotted that, so I'll have to try it. I've not tried the rose one. Do you ever overspray citrus fragrances all the time? All the time. You know, whether it's Kajal 3, Suspiro Vibrato, Linsumima Force, Harrods from Roja. What other super citrus bangers do I have? Aqua de Parmas. I overspray the piss out of Aqua de Parmas. A lot of Givenchy I spray the piss out of. Yeah, anything citrus, I'm going ham, especially in Arizona. It's hot, it's muggy most of the year. You got to have citrus that cuts. I understand that honesty. I just love it so much. I've also been looking for a fragrance that smells like Coco Shea Lotion. Try Chergay from Serge Lutens. Thank you, Kix. Appreciate the moderators out there sniping the trolls. Have you tried Cod Lodge Island Dreams? Yes, it's good. I prefer Cod Lodge Island, but Island Dreams is good too. Really good fragrance. I think you're talking about the brown one. No, brown one's Vanilla Dunes. No. Island Dreams is the LeBeau or the... It's either the LeBeau or the Ultramall. I think it's LeBeau, but it was great. Me and Kix actually reviewed it on the channel. It's very good. What's your most complimented perfume of all time? Can't tell you that because I'm saving that for 2026 content. But what I can tell you is the fragrance that gave me the most compliments in the year of 2025 is Tres Oros. Michael Paul Day 3. Don't judge my juice. This is not Midnight Raspberry. Apparently this is Oxidation. Highest compliments of 2025. Blind Buy worthy. Buy that fragrance. You won't need a date night scent for the rest of your life, if you so choose. Oh, Dreams is the Symphony. No, I haven't tried that. I haven't tried the Symphony one. I'm thinking Cod Lodge Island, not Island Dreams. I haven't tried that. I've tried Island and I've tried the brown one, Vanilla Dunes or something like that. What fragrances did you wear the most in 2025? I wore almost a new fragrance every single day. Fragrances that I really had to come back to: Ombre Sultan, Bulgari Man in Black, Tres Oros, Desert Rain, Aqua Allegoria, Vetiver Sensuel, a lot of vintage that I'm not going to name, Lamal Elixir, Must Therapy, Taif Oud, Oud for Greatness, everything from La Leak, YSL Loam. Those are some that I've just found myself really regularly wearing. But for most of the year, I tried to wear a new fragrance every single day. So even if I wore another fragrance back to back, in the afternoon, I switched out and wore a different fragrance. But, you know, I'm a reviewer. I have to always be smelling stuff and be very current and relevant for you guys for these Q&As. By Lamal Elixir. Oh, by Lamal Elixir, do you mean Kingdom? No, I have both. I have Lamal Elixir and Kingdom, and I wear both. Have you tried Smoking Hot by Killian? Not in a long time. I think it's been like a year since I've tried Smoking Hot. English Leather. Yes, I do have English Leather. Great vintage fragrance. 200 ml. Yeah, I prefer Kingdom as well, but I mean, the original Lamal Elixir does not suck. I mean, that is a masterclass fragrance. Discovery set recommendations. I've gotten Histories de Parfums coming in. May get Mancera. I'm 30 plus in banking, wear suit and tie regular. Okay, so if you want a good discovery set for that style of living, I would highly recommend the Javoy discovery set. It's a little bit pricey, but it is phenomenal. You will smell stuff you've never smelled before, and they will be super age appropriate. The Javoy Discovery Set was the best 2025 Discovery Set. The second best was the Day 3 Fragrances Discovery Set. And a couple of new stuff that we're going to be going through this year in terms of like fresh out the gate. We've got, these are two that I'm excited to go through. The Zaharoff set, the Molinard set, and a very kind subscriber sent me the Electimus Discovery set, the entire thing. So we'll definitely be getting into that, the Mont Blanc signature line. But yeah, as far as whoever asked me the 30 plus work banker stuff, the Javoy Discovery set you sit down on a couch one night and you just have an amazing time smelling fragrances, and you'll probably want to buy half of the Discovery set right off the bat. So yeah. Oh, Johnny asked, okay, what's your most expensive perfume in your collection? Probably, I was going to say Diaghilev, but probably Boadicea. The Boadicias are probably the most expensive, easily. Any ETA on the ebook? The only thing I can say about the ebooks is that in 2026 they will drop. I can't tell you when. Already got the Javoy and got my Incident Diplomatique bottle already. Okay. You may want to consider a Xerjoff Discovery set, but I wouldn't get a small Xerjoff Discovery set. You'd have to get a pretty sizable one. If you've tried the Javoy set and you're trying to look for something that's like work-based and daily driver, older gentleman type of stuff, you're going to need to pay some good money. The Histories de Parfums, though, should be a really good set for you as well. I already got Javoy. Okay, do you run? No. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, brother. Good to see you, Raleigh. Kix is getting his snipe on tonight. It's a beautiful thing to watch. All right, guys, I'm going to give you guys like another minute or two. I'm going to grab a drink and then answer up any last-minute questions from you guys. Again, thank you so much for being here. Type all your last-minute questions. I will be right back, and then we will close out. Okay. To answer Johnny's question a little bit more thoroughly, I think the Discovery sets that you have are pretty solid. The only other Discovery set that I think you might want to get into is maybe like Penhaligon's or Xerjoff or Amouage. Either of those three are going to be very good for your age and the type of scents that you're looking for. Some fragrances that I would recommend that you try at your age, as far as like super one-of-one signature scent-worthy stuff, is going to be Chanel's Coromandel, Chanel Boy, Grandmaster from Mind Games, Oud Silk Mood from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, Amorous Straight from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, Absolute Aphrodisiac and Musk Therapy from Initio, Frederick Malle Portrait of a Lady, Original Noir EDP from Tom Ford, Roja's Vetiver, Roja's Taif Oud, Burlington 1819, Harrods from Roja, Cosmerati Mephisto, Gentili Uomo, yeah, I'm saying all that so that you can run back the footage later. Any of those fragrances have star power. Churgi from Serge Lutens, stuff like that. Oh, Penhaligon's Discovery Set. Yeah, definitely get it. What standards do you have when adding a fragrance to the Holy Grail? It has to have moderate to amazing performance. It has to be unique. It has to have a wow factor out of the bottle. So as soon as you spray it, it has to make you drop what you're doing and say, whoa, what is this? It has to be blended to perfection. Typically it has to do something in the collection that I don't often see. Yeah, stuff like that. And it also has to evoke immediate emotion of some kind. What do you think of Lafayette Street? I think it's a great versatile scent. I do think it's overhyped, but I don't think you shouldn't own it. I think when it comes to Lafayette Street as well as Greenwich Village, having a scent like that in your collection is kind of like replacing you know, most people at the designer level will get into something in terms of, we're talking Apple, right? So most people will get into something like a Coach Green or a Spice Bomb Night Vision. The niche upgrade from those is going to be Lafayette Street in Greenwich Village. And then the niche upgrade from Greenwich and Lafayette is something like Midsummer's Dream from Roja, Harrods from Roja, Hanuman from Boadicea the Victorious, stuff like that. Best Creed Aventus Absolute clone, Prosciutto from Armoff. Any other questions, man? Give you guys another 30 seconds. Is Serge Lutens wearable in the heat or the cold? So far from what I've evaluated, there's a pepper fragrance that Max Forte, Max something. He talks about a pepper fragrance that's like super versatile in hot and cold weather. But in terms of cold weather bangers, Churgay and Ombre Sultan are in a class of their own. They're both somewhat the same vibe though. So if you're looking more for sexy chocolate patchouli with a rich earthy undertone, go Ombre Sultan. If you want Ombre Sultan, chocolate patchouli vibes, but more mass appealy, go with Churgay. Day 3 fragrances, Trace Oros, Tres space Oros. And you can also rewind the tape as well. How's Club de Nuit Man Extrait? I don't recall what Extrait smells like. I know CDN, EDT, EDP, Parfum, Limited Edition Parfum, and Prosciutto. I don't recall there being an Extrait unless it was the limited edition. Maybe it came out right after that, or you're talking about the limited edition. I don't recall, but I don't remember anyone talking about it in a way that was significant. To me, if you want Aventus, you get Club de Nuit Intense Man, limited edition Parfum, or EDP if you want kind of the Eros Energy style. If you want the Absolute style, you go Prosciutto. If you want something more like Hasavat, then get Off Not Supremacy Collector's Edition. And if you want Aventus Cologne, I think you go with the Club de Nuit Intense Man EDT. What is the best LV Lovers dupe? I forget the name of it, but it's from Arabiat Prestige. So if you go on Google and type Arabiat Prestige Lovers clone, the first fragrance that pops up, that's definitely the one that you want to get for sure. Arabiat Prestige does Lovers quite well. What causes Dior Homme Original to feel makeup like? Iris. Iris has a very velvet, sometimes creamy, sometimes dusty, sweet purple flower approach, and that feels very cosmetic-y, makeup-y, that type of thing. Sometimes it can feel sticky. So Dior Homme Parfum is more of the ashy, dusty, iris, soft purple flower. Dior Homme Intense is more of the creamy, powdery, makeup-y, cakey iris. But it's iris that does it. Sometimes Violet Leaf can do that as well, but iris in Dior is what you're smelling. Is red tobacco intense like Carlisle? Absolutely not. Nothing like it. Carlisle's more mature. It's not red. Red tobacco intense distinctly has a red quality to it, like a red spicy hots or cinnamon stick of gum type of feel with tobacco. Same thing with Argos, either Danae or Bacchus, I forget which one, but yeah, it's nothing like Carlisle to me. They're both spicy, they're both a little bit sweet, but Carlisle leans more towards a mature apple pie type of scent profile. Very masculine though. Do you consider that a good thing? Yes, I love iris, but some people hate iris. So typically if people hate iris, I point them towards Violet Leaf fragrances, because Violet Leaf is a much more tamed version of iris. You can get, or I point people towards Orris. So iris is the flower, and then the root or stem of the iris is where you get a note called oris. And so sometimes you'll see a note that says oris, sometimes you'll see one that says oris root, and then sometimes you'll see a note called oris butter. And those are all the base of the iris plant, so they're less sweet, but you still kind of get that rich, suede, slightly sweet-like material. Serge Luton's Cherry better than Herod. I don't really think those fragrances are comparable. Herod's good, but Cherry is a masterclass. I feel like Herod to me is like a 9 out of 10. Cherry is like a 10 out of 10 for me. When you wear Cherry, it just radiates off your skin. It will be on you all day, and it's very sexy. And when you wear it, it's very fun to wear because it's not just a scent that goes out, it's a scent that goes up. So you will catch wafts of Cherry all day long. And I think for the $100 price point, 80 to 100 bucks, that is masterclass material in your collection. Appreciate all the knowledge anytime. Hey, and thank you so much for the donation. That was very appreciated, and I'm really thankful for that. Thanks for all the help and suggestions. Salute. Okay, guys, like I said before, the secret that you guys know that nobody else on the channel knows is that, oh, and thank you for whoever sent the gift. Monic Para, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that. It's very thoughtful of you. I have a brand new production set up with the cameras and everything. So I have about 20 or 30 videos uploaded on YouTube already ready to go. So the next 2 weeks, we're going to be rolling out like 2 and 3 videos a day. It's going to be a lot, but that's because with the new production setup, the whole channel is switching to 4K on everything. 4K on the lives, 4K on the reviews, 4K on the interviews. We also have 2 production setups now. That being my review setup area, and then the main production setup over here. So we'll shoot in those 2 capacities, and then we have the fragrance library finally set up. So we've got a lot to get into. We uploaded 1,000 videos last year, so I'm very grateful, and I'm proud that we committed to uploading at least 1 video every single day. We uploaded, like, I think on average 2.5 videos every single day for the whole year. So I'm very proud of that. But really, you guys have seen nothing, because year 1 was about doing 1,000 reviews. I have now done 1,000 reviews. And so now we're going to transition into the more conceptual content, the top 10s, the date nights, the seasons, layering, getting into oils, all that stuff. We're going to start rounding out the game and doing some more of the viral searched content that's coming out. We're still going to do reviews, but we're going to slow that down in 2026 and bring you guys more of how to think through your fragrances, ranking lists, evaluating houses, doing interviews. We're going to take you guys outside and do a lot of interviews and crowd work as it relates to fragrance. I'm going to start showing you guys a little bit of my family, my kids, my wife, and it should be really exciting. We've got a lot of new services and content to do for 2026, and I'm really excited about that. And so I took the plunge and got a whole new camera set up so we could switch over to 4K, because when I drop some more of this content, I want it to be seen in the best light. I really feel like my content gives a 4K content experience without the 4K look. So I was really thinking about it, praying on it, and I was like, you know what? People need to see a 4K look to a 4K experience, and we need to just go after it. So completely spent hours and weeks doing all my research and upgrading the setup, the lighting, everything, so we can start punching like a Gent Sense style channel where it's just fully in weekly rotation and it looks really presentable, and you could watch it on your TV in 4K at max resolution and different stuff like that. So really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your support And definitely stay tuned for what's going on. Happy New Year. Hope you guys had a great finish to your year. I'm going to read this last comment and then we'll get out of here. Orris root. Orris root equals orris butter. The iris flower doesn't smell. The orris root turns into orris butter. That's the lipstick feeling, sticky and velvety. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I encourage you guys to read that on Iris, because when it comes to Iris fragrances, Iris isn't like vetiver, but it's similar to vetiver. Vetiver, depending on how it's extracted, the dosage and all that, it can smell like completely different stuff. Inky, earthy, soapy, green, all that stuff, woody. Iris, depending on how it's used, the type of iris, the way it's extracted, the amount. When you look at a fragrance like Apollonia from Xerjoff, and how they handle Orris, to a fragrance like Dior's Parfum or Intense, to a fragrance like Valentino Uomo, or even Givenchy's Gentleman Reserve Privé. Completely different handlings of Iris and Orris, even to a fragrance like Tom Ford Grey Vetiver. Now, granted, when we define notes in perfumery, sometimes it doesn't necessarily, it's not concrete in terms of what we get in the scent, because due to raw materials and synthetics, no two irises are the same. You know, ones might be more phantom than natural, and everything in between that. So it's always good to talk to the houses and talk to the perfumers to see what they're using, how much raw material they're using, how they're building accords and things like that, to really understand a fragrance when you're smelling it. But I love it all. I'm really into this fragrance stuff, and I always enjoy sharing the information that I learn. Like I always tell you guys, I'm just on a journey in fragrance, and I put a camera to it and hope that it's helpful and it enhances your guys' journey. And so we're all learning together, and we're all excited about fragrance. I think the fragrance boom is insane, and you guys are going to start feeling the weight of it in 2026 with all the TikTok and stuff like that. But my goal is to just get you curious and get you excited about fragrances and get you making great decisions so that you can build an excellent collection, big or small, whatever price point, and really enjoy this stuff, because fragrances are life-changing and completely lift up your spirits in the day in so many different ways. So I appreciate you guys for all your support. Xerjoff, thank you for all of the good insight, and I hope you guys look forward to the 2026 year. It is going to be absolutely insane. If you're new to the channel, I upload 1 to 4 videos every single day. I don't skip. Every single day there's an upload. And now that we've switched to 4K in a whole new production studio, it's about to be really insane, especially when I go to these events this year. I was invited to a lot of different events. And so you guys are going to learn about a lot of people in the fragrance community. And I just am excited to share it with you guys. Love you guys so much. Like, comment, subscribe. If there were any questions I missed out on, please go to the comments section and put your question. I'll answer it within a 24-hour period. And, you know, Happy New Year, man. Looking forward to everybody's 2026. Let's get it.